You're welcome to another exciting episode of Inside Blockchain, the one show on which we review cryptocurrency and blockchain startups right here in Africa. My name is Sushi. On the show today, I have with me somebody who has done tremendous work in the blockchain space right here in Africa and throughout the world, actually, especially Nigeria. I have with me in the studio today Mr. Chimezie Chuta. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today, Mr. Chimezie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, so could you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Okay, I am the coordinator of Blockchain Nigeria User Group, a group that has been pioneering the spread of blockchain education across Nigeria and kind of collection of startups and developers in the blockchain space across Nigeria.
Of course, and you have pioneered different conferences all across Nigeria.
Yes, because conferences forms one of the tools and avenues that we think that will be able to meet our expectations.
Of course, of course. So speaking of conferences, you are working on something really massive. Yes, could you tell us more about that?
Really, because we've not really done something this big before. We've had conferences in Lagos since 2016. We've been having conferences across Nigeria. We've had in Lagos, we have in Port Harcourt, we have it in Abuja also. But this time is a little bit different because each time we had conference, we talked about blockchain and cryptocurrencies.
Of course.
And a lot of people were beginning to think that blockchain only works with cryptocurrencies. But we want to bring out some other innovative technology that is also beginning to make impact across the world, which is artificial intelligence.
Okay.
And like I always tell people in most of our gatherings, we say that blockchain is going to be solving a lot of problems. And majorly, blockchain is all about data and data security and transparency. Okay, so the idea of artificial intelligence being merged together with blockchain really brings out what you call data with integrity.
Yeah.
And that's what we need in Nigeria, that's what we need in Africa, and that's what people are doing across the world.
Of course. So the name of this conference is Abuja Blockchain and AI Roundtable Conference 2018. So when I heard the name first, my colleague told me about it. When I heard it first, I was like, okay, that's massive. How did it come about? Because, you know, most of the time, the conferences we see in Nigeria are focused on cryptocurrency. Nobody really talks about AI. So how did this come about? What birthed this idea?
Well, incidentally, a lot of people are really doing stuff in the AI space too, in as much as people also working in the blockchain space. But not much is being heard about what they are doing. The way the hypes around
in Nigeria?
Yes, in the hypes around blockchain is being heard all across the country. So we just felt that this time around we need to create more awareness. I once downloaded an AI app built by a Nigerian startup company that was geared towards fashion industry.
Oh wow!
And I used that app and it was fantastic. And I began to see possibilities of what the app could actually become when it's integrated into a blockchain space. So the idea is actually something that came out from a desire to spur startups in these two techs to begin to know that there are possibilities, there are things that they can do. And that is actually what we need in Nigeria and across Africa.
All right. Okay. So what exactly do you think AI can do for Nigeria? What exactly do you think it can? Do you think it's a fertile ground? Because we have seen cryptocurrency take, mainstream attention, gain mainstream attention, take the center stage. So an AI is just one part of technology that's not really talked about.
Yes, when you say not really talked about, it really depends on what the circle where you have your discussions. Because people are talking about it.
Because most of the time, people just want to, I think it's just because of the maybe money mindset. Cryptocurrencies, they afford an avenue
to make more money. Has a lot to do with things to do with money. Okay, so wherever people talk about money, there's a lot of excitement. But AI, on the other hand, talks about data.
Yeah, of course, of course.
There's not much money that is gathered in the way we gather it around cryptocurrencies. Okay, but really there are a lot of people doing stuff. In fact, Nigeria has one of the most vibrant AI communities in Africa.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay? And incidentally, many of the things that is going on in that community is not known. Okay, but when you have opportunity of an event like this, then you are letting people know that, look, there are a lot of people, things are going on here, and people will begin to pay attention the way they're supposed to pay attention.
Okay. Okay. So this event, it's important in that area.
Very rare.
This upcoming event,
Yes.
is that the only area, the area of sanitization and gaining mainstream popularity? Is that the only thing that you're looking at in?
No, it's not the only thing. Okay, it's the major thing anyway, because when you talk about things like this in the way we talk about them and create this level of sensitization around it, it means that people begin to pay attention to it. Now, why do you need people to pay attention to AI? Because in the coming years, these are the things, these are technologies that are actually going to be taking over most of the jobs that humans do. But that doesn't mean that humans will no longer have jobs. So when we talk about this in conferences, it means that people can get involved in this field and begin to get updated on the knowledge that it requires so that they will remain relevant. So whereas, let's say, 5,000 people are going to be losing their job, 10,000 more people are going to be getting new jobs.
That's an interesting perspective to see.
So you see, so if we don't begin to talk about it at this level, that means that when 5,000 people are losing their jobs, majority will be in that 5,000 that are losing their jobs.
Of course.
And we'll not have enough people from our own side that will be taking over those new jobs. So when you bring this understanding to people, they begin to really get interested. And there are tools, and there are people, there are institutions, there are foundations that are really doing stuff like that.
All right. We'll go on this quick break, and when we come back, my guest will be telling us the speakers who are going to be at the event and other details.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching
You're watching
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. It's still Inside Blockchain. My name is Sushi, and before we went on that break, my guest was just sharing with me details. Yes, details, amazing details about the work that he's planning to do in Nigeria, and it is in the form of a conference, like the first of its kind, Mr. Chibisi.
Yes,
in Nigeria, in this part of the
pairing
world.
with AI is important.
Of course. So let's talk about the speakers. Who are you inviting to come educate the people at this event?
We have a lot of world-class speakers.
Okay,
Not
could you
just
mention a few?
forecast, okay, but real industry practitioners. For instance, the keynote address of the event will be delivered by Professor Lubisi Ekekwe. He is a fellow at Johns Hopkins University in the US, and he has a lot that he's already doing with AI. Okay, so he's going to be sharing with us on the opportunities at the intersection of the two technologies. We also have people like Mohammed Jega. Jega is a member of the Presidential Committee on Technology Initiative founded by the federal government to drive technology innovations across Nigeria. He is the founder of Ariwa startup. Okay. Then we have several other industry practitioners that are local in nature. We have people like John Camara. John Camara is a game development expert. Okay, he is a well-known speaker in the blockchain space. He's going to be there. We have Peter Adewale, who is a security expert. He's the CEO of Digital in Code. We have Mr. David Ishiabwe. He is the president of ISAN. ISAN is involved with security on the internet across Africa. So there are quite a lot. And like we have announced already, we have specials. Okay, specials in terms of these election season in Nigeria.
Of course.
And we have identified presidential candidates that are tech oriented, so to speak, or people who have included technology innovations as part of their selling points, the high selling points for the 2019 presidential election. So we invited two of them. We have the likes of Professor Kingsley Muhalo, who is going to be coming there. You know, he has been in administration and government. He's a technocrat. He's tech friendly. He's actually known to be involved in blockchain technologies. Okay, so he's going to be available to showcase whatever vision he has and how he intends to use technology and innovation to drive social impact and economic advancement. We also have Chike Ukebu. Chike is also a presidential candidate. He's well known in the space, a technologist. He has a lot of startups that are tech based. So we'll be expecting him. So the mixture of these speakers will actually create a huge content for people to be inspired. Is when you have events like this, you talk about the kind of inspiration, the kind of interaction that people are going to be getting.
Definitely.
These well experienced people. So when they come from wherever they have been staying and they come and they start talking about possibilities, people's minds start opening. Their intellect begins to pop up and they begin to see possibilities. And this is exactly what we want to achieve with this conference.
Of course, of course. And you just said something about people being inspired, you know, by events like this. So what people, you know, who are you really looking to host at this event? Can anybody come for it, or is it just a select?
In as much as this program is open for everybody coming, but we are specifically looking at entrepreneurs, we're looking at software developers, we're looking at startups, we're looking at business people, enthusiasts in both space, blockchain and AI crypto world. We're looking at students. We're looking at business people. We're looking at decision makers. Now, this is a very good place for us to discuss key issues that border on creating enabling environment for blockchain, crypto, and emerging technologies like AI to thrive in Nigeria. For these things to really move at the pace they're supposed to be, there needs to be regulations.
Of course.
There needs to be things that has to be talked about, issues that has to be taxes. People need to know that when whatever they are doing, they're not breaking any laws or they're not doing something that they will be regretful of in the near future. So we are having people coming from SEC Nigeria, we're having people coming from NIPDA, having people coming from NIPS, okay, from CBN, coming to talk to us. So that's what we called it a round table. So rather than people practicing in this field playing the cat and mouse kind of game, let everyone interface with each other and let everyone understand and let the regulatory agencies feel the pulse of the community. And that's exactly what we need at a point like this.
Of course, that's very, very impressive, really impressive. So for people out there who want to be a part of this, where is it going to be held? What day is it going to be held? And for, you know, the duration for which it's going to be held?
Okay, the beautiful thing about this conference is that it comes on during the weekend. It's Friday and Saturday, 19th to the 20th.
It's going to be held in Abuja?
Yes, 19th to the 20th of October at Ladi Kwali Hall, Sheraton Hotel, Abuja.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place. Okay, so people have time to tell. It's a 2-day event, and there are going to be 2 days of real action-powered content. So, though the attendance is free, but registration is required.
Registration is
and that's why we
required.
drive people to the event website, blockchainsummit.ng, and let them register. It's very important because we want to know exactly the number of people we're expecting. We don't want to have stampede. Okay, so we need to plan for people. We already have a lot of registrations. We want to know if we're going to be expanding the space or, you know, so these things we need to have the metrics.
Of course, of course. Now, speaking of, you know, people, planning for people, you know, when we go back to what you said about your guest list, the list of speakers, the speakers that are going to be at the event and people that you're expecting, this is really impressive. This is really amazing. So tell me, what are your personal expectations for this event?
Well, I've been in this industry for a while, and I can tell you one of the things that excite me most is when I see people who attend this conference and 6 months later, I find out that they are already building some kind of project, they're already creating some kind of solution based on these technologies. That's my joy. Okay, so, you know, we need to let people know the possibilities that exist at the intersection of these two techs. Okay, the more we talk about issues like this, the more people get interested. And
course,
from that
yeah.
interest, you begin to see people get involved in developing these applications. See, the mistake that people make a lot of times is that when we sit back and technologies like this come up and we do nothing, these technologies will still influence us, but we will not be active players. We'll just become mere consumers. Just like the Web 2.0 really brought nothing to us here, because we are not active players in the technologies of the Web 2.0. The Facebook text, the Google text, the Amazon text, and all what you know that people are using now. We don't have active content or active developers that came from this part of the world. We are just consumers, okay? Because we delayed in getting into this technology. But when we enter, when everyone is entering, that means we can actually create our own stuff and export them. You see, Africa is not a dumping ground of technology. Okay, we are creators. We can also create them.
Of
okay,
course,
so
yeah.
we need to be there early, and that is what we are trying to do through events like this.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Chimezie
you.
Chuta.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
Sushi.
much. You're watching Crypto TV Plus. My name is Sushi, and on the show today, I have had a most intriguing conversation with Mr. Chimezie Chuta, and he's going to be convening people at the Abuja Blockchain and AI Conference 2018. Yes, my name is Sushi. Do not forget to be a part of the conversation across all social media platforms. All you need to do is follow at Crypto TV Plus and subscribe to Crypto TV Plus on YouTube, and log on to www.cryptotvplus.com for more updates. Stay connected.